Hello, welcome. This video I'm going to do a small little gong immersion. I got my new 40-inch Wind Gong, and I think now my gong immersions are not just going to be gong immersion events, they're going to be ceremonies, because that gong is fire. I have earth to the left, moon to the right, and the air is the atmosphere that the vibrations travel through. So I have the sun, which is fire, the earth, which is earth, the moon, which is water, and the air that the vibrations travel through. I just got back from Arizona, where I attended a Star Knowledge Conference, Native Americans and Mayans. I got this there from some beautiful souls. It was the most wonderful event. I felt welcomed, I felt loved. It was needed. The universe put me there for a reason. I learned ceremony. Ceremony isn't just celebration. Ceremony is something that happens within. You could be laying in your bed and be fully immersed in ceremony, whether it's contemplating on scripture, on deep within yourself, anything that's going on, the light and darkness. Ceremony has got a new meaning for me, and I think all of my events now are going to be in ceremony. This gong is a healer. I'm so excited to bring it to everybody. But while I was out there, they welcomed me. One of the grandmothers at the very end of the conference looked me in the eyes, and it was almost as if I was looking into her soul, and she said, "You are part of the family." And it just resonated so deep, to be part of the Starseed family, and the way that they welcomed me, the love that they had. So much shed from me, and so much of my darkness was brought to the surface. And I say darkness, I'm not sure if anybody follows me on Facebook, but there was a post that I made just before I hopped on the plane in Phoenix to head back here to New York. And I happened to, and the universe works like this, I needed to go to this Star Knowledge convention, and I needed to sit in this certain seat that a Buddhist monk sat down next to me, and we started talking about light and darkness within, and love, unconditional. And I have no doubt that that was a divine plan from the universe. And it just inspired so much that I had to make that post. But what I got from the convention in Blythe, California, was topped off and really hit home and started the integration process of everything that I received when I spoke with this Buddhist monk. And it made me realize my time in Arizona was filled with love. It was also filled with darkness. I was surrounded by light, but I was also surrounded by darkness. Not external. The light and darkness, I feel, is always within. It's something that comes from within you, and it's something that you have to deal with. And I now see a lot of things different as far as going deeper within oneself. It's a ceremony. It's a process that, number one, you can't be guided into yourself. You must drift into yourself willingly by the power of will. God's will is your will. And when you, in ceremony, connect with that, whether it's through fire or water, it just opens you up to receive so much. So I just want to take the time to say, I love you, every one of you. And when I say that, and when you see that in my posts, it's not me saying I love you to any one of your personas. A persona was born and developed through your life in this realm during this time, And when you go, it will be left behind. I don't know most of your personas, so there's no way I could say I love you to them. When I say I love you, I am saying I love you to the thing that beats your heart, that energy that breathes you. And I know I love that part of you because when I turned within, I fell in love with that part of me. And I know that it is not mine, but it is the thing that makes us one. If I love that thing that beats my heart, I cannot say I do not love yours. I love yours because I love mine, because both of them are one. We are one in that part of us. He that is in you is greater than he that is in the world. Your persona is in the world. The thing that I feel connected to in every one of you is the thing that I connected to within me, which is why all the greats say, turn within. There's something bigger inside of you. And when you find that and when you connect to that, it's so easy to love thy neighbor because it's that part of thy neighbor that you love because you found that love within you for that thing that beats your heart and breathes you. So my events now are going to be more ceremonial along the lines of that vibration, connecting us through that part. Our personas are something that can be dealt with later on. You could go to therapy for that, to work out that. But when you turn within, it's those things, your persona, that you're beginning to understand. It's your persona that Apostle Paul says, I die daily. You start to die daily of that persona that you became. And when that cup is empty, you are left with the universal love, that thing that beats your heart. And all of a sudden now, your persona becomes a participant. When the two become one, all things are possible. When your persona becomes a participant, then the beauty of the universe operates through you. Then the healing operates through you. I of myself can do nothing. These gongs can do nothing. Once you are centered, they can inspire that divine beauty in you to lighten as long as your persona is open to allowing that process to come out of you. These gongs will not enter into you. They will knock at the door, and you, if the persona is open, will allow it to come out. And together, as a witness, your persona now begins to melt deeper into that divinity and becomes a part of that divinity. And in silence, the most loudest and beautiful music of all, in silence you begin to know. You begin to become. Become what? No labels. You begin to become. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to give you a little bit of music. So if you do want an MP3, this is the part that I'll edit. You won't need to hear any of the speeches. You'll be able to just listen to some of the music. So if you're just watching on Facebook or YouTube right now, allow yourself to lie down and relax. And if you're listening to the MP3 that I'm going to make and give out, again, allow yourself to lay down and relax. Feel your breath breathing deeply. Center yourself. If any thoughts come up, allow them to simply disappear. As if you were standing by a river, watching a leaf drop in, the river takes it away. Well, turn the leaf into your thought. You're unattaching from that thought, and you're becoming just a witness. In that process, you start to realize these thoughts aren't me. So when they do come up, there's no need to be so attached that they affect your water, your emotions. They affect your fire, your anger, or your creativity. Sometimes using the creativity fire is good. Sometimes using the creative emotional waters is good. But that's your balance you need to seek within you. And those who are into astrology, there's a guy who does Pele Report, P-E-L-E Report on YouTube. His name is Kepacha. Check him out. He's really good. He's really funny. He's hilarious. The last one he just did, he was actually sitting by a riverside and he almost fell in. Now, as I was watching that, I realized, you know what? If that was me, I probably would have said, okay, I have to edit it, I have to start all over. I love him for showing me there's no right or wrong. Just continue going. So, those that are into astrology, those that are into religion, one of the chiefs at the Star Knowledge Convention had a workshop, and he was talking about that. He was talking about how, you know, a lot of people that are into religion will blame things in their life on, oh, it was the evil spirits, it was the demons that did it. Astrology, followers will say, oh, it's the planets, their alignment. There's things I believe that we can use for astrology and religion that can help us center ourselves. But anything that happens to you, any experience that happens to you, is because of you. The planets being aligned are causing a vibration. They're not causing you to vibrate out of harmony. They're causing a vibration. If you're able to understand what that vibration is, you'll be able to know exactly what song you need to sing inside, what vibration you need to sing inside to either negate or cooperate with. If it's a good alignment that says this is the time for money or prosperity, then you'll be able to vibrate in harmony with it. And when the two become one, when those vibrations become one, they amplify. Now, if the alignment is, let's say, Mercury's in retrograde, if the alignment is something that's going to pull you down, then you know how to vibrate inside to negate that. There is never a position where you're able to say, and I'm trying to remember the chief's words, but there's never a position where you're able to say, this caused me to do that. You are divine. The power of choice is in you, and the outcome and expression and effect of your actions are always in your control. Coming to these Gong immersions and these events and the ceremony within you will help you learn how to change the vibrations, raise the vibrations that are within you to the proper harmony and song that's being sung by this universe, by this planet, by our sun, by the planets, by even scripture. When you read scripture, you get a feeling and that vibration. So allow yourself to sit back and relax. I'm going to play a little bit of instruments before I hit that gong. Once I hit that gong, I'm hoping this microphone translates it. But if you're in my area, definitely come to one of my Gong immersions, because I definitely want you guys to experience this. And I'm also right now in the process of purchasing either an RV or a camper to pull behind my truck, because I'm going to start reaching out to you guys to see if there's any places that would sponsor me or allow me to facilitate my events and ceremonies and lectures at your places, yoga, wellness centers, whatever. If you are an owner of one of them, please reach out to me, because the first step I'll probably have to do after I get my vehicle is to find the places that will host me and then map out a plan and then figure out the dates, because I'll need enough time to travel from one place to the other. So that's been a passion of mine for a while, and now I'm coming into a position where I guess the planets are aligned perfectly, and I'm able to make that manifest. And I would love nothing more than to bring the power of this medicine to you. And bringing the medicine to you is nothing more than awakening the medicine that is deep within you. And for those of you that already work with medicine, I honor you and I thank you. Share that medicine, because it really isn't ours. Everything that we have belongs to the Great Spirit. Everything that we have, we must share. And when we share, we open ourselves up to receive. And receiving is a process that you shouldn't stop. When someone wants to give you something, if you say, no, I'm not worthy, if you're thinking of yourself only, you're stopping their flow. They're about to receive, which is why they're giving. So sit back and relax. I'm going to do this little sound immersion for you guys that aren't close to me, that aren't able to come to my events. But just keep in mind, if you know of a yoga studio that might host me, get in touch with them, give them my information, and I'm going to start to map out the 50 states. And I'm going to travel around, and I'm going to come to you with this medicine. So with that, I love you beyond your persona. I, you, we are one. Feel your breath as you breathe in deeply. And feel that stress leaving you on the exhale. And at the end of the exhale, you are birthing a new breath. Every moment, there is something new. I love you.